Hi everyone, this is me Vidhi Jain. Welcome back to my channel. We were starting this chapter called The Nature and Significance of Business. And from this chapter, we have covered till the part of nature of management, where we talked about management as science, management as an art, and management as a profession. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I'm going to attach all the links in the description below. So do not forget to go and watch them before you watch this video. So, in today's video, we will be covering this topic called the levels of management. And when we say levels, we kind of understand that in an organization, not everyone is working at the same level. People work at different levels. People have different authorities, different responsibilities, and that's why this topic of levels of management comes out here. So, let's begin. Okay, so every individual we know in an organization works in an hierarchy. There are certain people who have a lot of authorities and responsibilities as compared to the other people. So, this is what a hierarchy or the corporate ladder is called to be. And there are three levels in an organization, which we call as the three levels of management also. So, these three levels are: first one is the top level management, then we have the middle level management, and then we have the lower or the supervisory level of management. Now, one thing let me clear in the very beginning of the video, that here management is not that management is a process of getting work done and all of that. Management here is the group of people who are running the organization. So, here when we are saying management, we are not talking about it as a process, rather, we are talking about it as the group of people who are working and running the organization. So, if this question comes in your exam now, first of all, this triangular diagram is a must to be drawn, which is also given in your NCRT. I've just showed here in a colored format. So, this triangle represents the levels of the management in an organization. We have top level management at the top, then middle, and then lower. Very much depictive it is. Now, there might be a question for a 1 mark which says that why is the triangular shape used to show this levels of management? So, why are we referring to this triangle shape? The answer is that basically, as in when we go down this corporate ladder, the number of people involved at every level increases. This shows that we have the least people at the top level, then we have a little more people at the middle level, and then we have finally the highest number of people at the lower level of management. And to depict this increasing, this ombre sort of thing, we have to use a triangle, and that is the reason triangle is used to represent the levels of management. So this shows that the people here at top are the least number of people, and then we have more at middle, and then the highest number of people at the lower level of management. Now let me also clear one thing here well in advance, that when we are saying this levels of management now, so the workforce or the workers or the laborers, they are not a part of the management, so they are definitely not covered in this triangle. They do not come in any level of management because they are the workers. They are a different workforce, or the employees working, or the laborers, so they are not a part of the management. Now let's talk about what each level is, what are the designations, what are the functions that they do. So here we first of all have the top level management, and who all people are covered under this management, under this level we see. So people who are board of directors, people who are managing directors or whole time directors or presidents, vice presidents, chairman, or any person with the designation with the word chief. For example, chief executive officer, who's the CEO, or the chief operating officer, who's the COO. All such people are covered under this category of top level management. So they might ask you case studies also, that let's say your father was working as the managing director and now he has retired. So at which level was he working? So he was working at the top level, because whenever we talk about directors, whenever we talk about designations with the word chief or board of directors and presidents and vice presidents and chairmans and vice chairmans, all of this comes under this top level. Now, what are the functions that they perform? So the very first function is that they integrate diverse elements of the organization and coordinate the activities of various departments. So now in an organization, there are many departments, production department we have, then we have HR department and so many departments, and everyone is working, every department is working, every employee is working. Now to ensure that all of them are working into a same direction to achieve the organizational goals, this is something that is ensured by the top level. So that is what they're saying, that they integrate the efforts and then they move it towards achieving the organizational objectives. The next function that they perform is that they are responsible for the welfare and survival of the organization. Now when we say welfare, so welfare means here that it's the duty of the top level to provide facilities to the employees and also serve the society. So you need to make sure that your employees and the society in general is happy with the work that you're doing. And then survival, so survival is working in a way so that you can stay into the market. You do not get kicked out of the market because of your practices or because you are not able to cover your cost or any such thing. You need to survive, you need to be in the game. This is what is ensured by the top level management. The next function that they perform is to analyze the business environment. Now, every single change that happens around a business now in the environment around us, it impacts the business. So, be it the rising oil prices right now, as in India, even this is affecting businesses. The coronavirus impacted businesses a lot. And, if you remember last year, there was a scenario of negative oil prices in the world economy. Even this had an impact on the businesses. So any small thing or any big thing that's happening around us, be it in the economic environment or in the social environment or in the political environment, whenever elections and all happen and whenever the government changes at the central or state level, even that impacts the businesses a lot. So what is the impact coming on the business? To analyze it and take decisions accordingly, who's going to do it? Definitely the top level people. The next function that they perform is to formulate the overall organization's goals and strategies. So basically, these are the people who will make sure that what goal we have to make and what strategy we need to adopt so that this goal is achieved. All of these things, all of these functions are performed by the top level, and the last function that they perform is to they are responsible for the activities of the business and their impacts on society. Whatever impact the business is leaving on the society, the top level people are going to be responsible for it. If there's any big issue happening that the consumers are not happy with the organization or something, who will be answerable? The top level people are answerable. The workforce is not answerable, the managers are not answerable. Any bad effect, any bad thing which a company does or happens, the top level people are responsible for it. Therefore they make sure and they always are extra cautious about every single activity, every single decision that the company is taking. So this was all about the top level management. Let's move on now to the middle level management. And here the designations of the people working at this level are the departmental managers, the divisional managers. So departmental managers can be a production manager, HR manager, finance manager, and so on. And your divisional managers can be, for example, that you have various product divisions. Let's say you produce oil, you produce soap, and you produce toothpaste. Your organization produces these three different things. So then you'll have one who's the oil manager, then you'll have the other person who's the toothpaste manager, and the other one who's the soap manager. So all these people are called the divisional managers and plant superintendent. This is an important term given in the NCRT here in the middle level. Generally, if it's only written superintendent, then it's going to go in your lower level management. But if it's plant superintendent, he's kind of that production manager only. Therefore, we take him here in the middle level management. So, star mark this one. Now, let's see what functions they perform. They interpret the policies formulated by the top level to the lower level management. Now, we know that the top level formulates policies. Now, they are in very complex terms and not understandable by the actual workforce who need to do it. So, it's the responsibility of the middle level people who kind of decode it and then explain it to the people, to the lower level people, that see, this is that our goal is to have 30% higher profits than last year, and this is are the things that you need to do. So tell your workforce to just pull up their socks and do this, that, and that. So this is the work, first of all, that the middle level managers do. Second thing is that they ensure their department has all the required resources. So, for example, if there's a production manager, he needs to ensure that all the resources, all the raw materials, tools, manpower, everything that he requires is there in the organization. And if not, then he needs to inform the top level, he needs to inform the finance department that all of these items I need to purchase. So kindly give me the budget and so on. So this you need to ensure if you are working at the middle level management. The next thing they assure is that they assign necessary duties and responsibilities to the people working in their department. Now, there are many people working in a department under the manager. So, let's say if there's a production department, there'll be one production supervisor and many other people, production officers. So, the production manager will be the one who will be assigning duties and responsibilities to them. The next function that middle level people perform is to motivate the departmental employees so as to achieve the objectives. Now, we know the manager is not the one who will perform the task himself, rather, he will make the other people do the task for him and achieve the organizational goals. Then what is the manager going to do? He will obviously motivate them, he will guide them, he will be their instructor that how you need to perform the things, and if you're going right or you're going wrong, and to motivate them to just keep going, be consistent. All of these things are performed by these managers. And finally, they cooperate with the other departments. So now let's say if production department wants more officers, because they feel that they are short of the people, so they will inform the human resource department that, see, conduct the recruitment process very soon because my department is running out of manpower. So you need to cooperate with the other departments. Even the HR department needs to ensure that there is proper manpower in the organization. So it might go and ask every department if you have enough people or you want more people to be hired and recruited. So this is how they perform the middle level management. Finally, now we have the lower level or the supervisory or the operational level of management. And people who work here are the first line managers, foremen, supervisors, superintendents. So, see, superintendent, if it's just superintendent, it comes here in the lower level. If it's plant superintendent, then it goes in the middle level. And then we have clerks, section officers, officers, etc. All these people work at the lower level. Now, what are the functions that they perform? The first function performed by them is that they directly oversee the efforts of the workforce. So they interact with the actual workforce and pass on the instructions of the middle level. So now see, the middle level managers gave them the instructions. They told them ki, this is our goal, we want 30% profit and all. Now, these lower level people would tell it to the workforce that, see, our company is aiming to get 30% profit. For that, we want more production. So, you will have to do some overtimes and all of these things. So, all of this thing is done by the lower level people. Then they are also responsible for maintaining the quality of the output, minimizing wastages, and maintaining safety standards. So basically, these lower level people keep an eye directly over the workforce, directly upon the people who are working. Therefore, they need to ensure that the input quality, the output quality is good, and there are not many wastages because it increases the cost. And whatever safety standards are there, it is being followed while making the products and also otherwise as well. So the lower level people need to ensure that as well. And finally, they are responsible for maintaining discipline in the workers. So now see, if your workers are not obedient, if they don't listen to you, if they are not disciplined now, it will ultimately show up in the work. They will not be loyal towards the work. They would just come to complete the work and go. So the product quality would become degraded to a really high level. Therefore, they need to make sure that there is proper discipline. People are coming and working with all their heart, and the quality, quantity of output, everything is going perfect as already planned. So all of these things need to be done by the lower level people. Basically, it's the lower level management who is making sure that the employees, the workforce is working properly, the product that is coming out is of good quality, and the goals have also been conveyed to the workers so that they work in that way. So this is all about the functions that are performed by the lower level people. And now, like I also told in the beginning, that the workforce, the workers, the laborers who work in factories, industries, they are not a part of the management. Therefore, they are represented outside the triangle of management, and they work under the supervision and guidance of lower level management. So here, let's say we have these supervisors and clerks, they will be heading the actual laborers, and they will be telling them that you need to produce in this way and these many hours the machine should work, and so on. So this was all about the levels of management. Make sure this comes in your exam. You definitely have to draw the triangular diagram and also give a one line explanation of why we refer to the triangular diagram for depicting the levels of management. Well, this was it for this video. Thank you so much for reaching till here and watching the video. I will see you next time, and we will certainly move towards finishing this chapter. Until then, happy learning and bye bye.